This is Up for Debate, episode number 265, recorded November 2nd, 2023. Hello, everybody. Welcome to this episode of Up for Debate, the debate podcast where the two hosts agree on everything. I'm Sean Jennings, joined by a man who would absolutely taste better between two slices of bread. It is Matt Mariani. Hello, Matt.
Did you use that intro last week?
I
think you
might have.
recycled.
Now I have to go look. I actually might have, to be honest with you. I don't remember. I didn't.
It sounds familiar.
Some weeks I think of them in advance, but more often than not, they literally, it's whatever comes out of my mouth.
That's quite all right.
And so for last week, the transcript isn't in here. All right. I apologize. Let me put out a preempt. If I did, in fact, use that last week, my apologies. Do you have a better one I should use, Matt? Who am I joined by?
I don't, but I also want to, now that we're on the subject of previous episodes, I want to call you out for something here, Sean. I was all right. Earlier this week, I was sick. I was ill, and what I was doing was I was listening. I thought, what would cheer me up right now? Because I had to stay home from work. If I listened to, what would cheer me up would be if I could listen to maybe some previous episodes of our podcast. And I thought, what better episode to listen to? I really wanted to hear our exploration of Dream Daddy. I wanted to hear our silly voices in Dream Daddy. I could not find them in the archive, Sean. Where are the episodes of Dream Daddy?
Oh, they're in there.
I couldn't
find
them.
Against my best wishes, they're in there.
Now, I should say the platform I use Overcast to listen to my podcasts.
They're right here. Episodes 253, 54, and 55. They're all published in our feed, titled Dream Daddies, Don't Date Daddy, and Dad About You.
All right. Well, now you got me wanting to search for them right now.
They are in there. And I forgot before that we did so many text adventure games. We did Alfred's Day Out. We did the French Rat Cooking Adventure.
The last episode that comes up for me, the most recent episode, is March Madness. Carve it into your soul. Hatoful Boyfriend 1 from April 8th.
Yeah, it's the ones right after that. I don't know why that's your most recent.
According to this, that's the most recent episodes we've
What app are you using?
Overcast.
Oh, well, I subscribe to us and I get them, so maybe you should unsubscribe and resubscribe. This isn't, we're just doing tech support now.
Right,
I don't know.
I'll figure it out.
You're looking at all episodes. Yeah, I see them.
Yeah, that would be episode 252. So you said it's right after this?
Yeah, it's the next three after that. We're up to this is 265.
All right, well, I just gave us a follow.
Our whole Cherry Coke summer, Matt, you haven't gotten.
None of it. I've gotten none of it.
You should unsubscribe and resubscribe, would be my advice.
Okay.
Dang, Matt, you got a lot to catch up on.
I'll just subscribe.
Yes, sir. Yeah, well, I'm sorry we couldn't cheer you up when you were sick, Matt, but I'm sure as soon as you got feeling better, you were getting hangry.
Yeah, it was. For some sandwiches, of course.
For some sandwiches.
Some
folks,
S-tier sandwiches.
If you're joining us last week, in case you didn't listen, and I would highly recommend you do, we began ranking the top 40 sandwiches as indicated by whatever website indicates them on our S through D tier, and then our new category, not a sandwich. We got about halfway through last week, and this week we are going to finish them. Are you feeling ready, Matt? Anything you'd like to say before we get in?
I have to say I feel pretty good about our ranking so far. I don't think there's anything I really regret yet, which is weird because I often regret the things that we say and do on this show. But today I feel good about our sandwich choices.
Well, let me throw it up on the screen here for those watching the video version. And Matt, I'll recap what we did last week. So we'll start from the bottom. Working our way up is we created from, did I say top up or bottom down?
It was we did
So at the bottom we have in not a
yes,
sandwich a gyro, if you will. We consider it just frankly not a sandwich. In D we put the turkey club. In
right.
C we put the grilled cheese, the BLT, the croque madame, and monsieur. In B, the bacon, egg, and cheese, the pulled pork, the tuna melt, the meatball sub, and the Reuben. A tier, the banh mi, the Thanksgiving, the lobster roll, the fried chicken, and the Cubano. And our S tiers, Italian sub and cheesecake. And Matt, we're going to rejoin with number 19 here.
Did you say cheesecake?
Yes, we rank cheesecake in the S tier.
This I don't know if I shared this anecdote with our viewers last
Did you say
episode.
antidote?
Oh God, what are we doing? What is happening?
Oh,
What
Matt,
is
it's
happening
Thursday.
here? It's a Thursday. It is. I've got Thursday fog, Thursday brain. I don't know if I shared this story with our viewers last week, our last episode, but the cheesecake cheesesteak is a little story. Once, so back when we were still living in Virginia, I I was like craving this cheesesteak like all day. It was a Friday, I remember, and I was like, I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna treat myself to the start of the weekend. I'm gonna kick it off with a nice cheesesteak from my favorite cheesesteak spot, a place called Buffalo Phillies, which is like known for cheesesteaks. I go and I order the cheesesteak, and I get it. I do like a DoorDash it, and what arrives at my door, Sean, but not a cheese steak, but a single slice of cheesecake. Just a single slice of cheesecake. I didn't even know that this place like did cheesecake. It was just, I don't know. I felt in that moment that the universe was just laughing at me, was just mocking me, and I just went to Burger King. I gave up.
Yeah, that's baffling. Do you think if you opened up a restaurant called the Cheese Steak Factory, you would get sued? You think you can get away with that?
Yeah, no, you totally could get away with that. It's not the same
The
thing.
the Cheese Steak Factory and just
But
hope to.
it um sounds like a Nathan for you idea. If you're familiar with the show,
Here's the plan.
yeah, like a Nathan Fielder idea. We're gonna open up the cheese steak factory, and it's gonna be like exactly the same as the cheesecake factory.
Cool. And then you can offer strawberry cheesesteak or peanut butter cheesesteak
Yes,
or all the
yes.
great choices.
Hey, I would
Uh,
try it. I would try it. I would
Matt,
try it.
I think you would try literally anything that's legally food.
This is true. This is true. As I often say on this show, I
If they,
will.
I bet you, Matt, if there was toxic waste that was legally and safely considered edible, you would try it.
Anything that does not eat me first.
Yeah, yeah.
Indeed.
And I don't think any of these sandwiches will. So, Matt, we're going to jump right back into it with sandwich number 19, where we left off. Oh, a treat, the po' boy. Fried seafood, lettuce, tomato, pickles, mayo, hot sauce, says this little picture of the sandwich here. A Nolans treat. Matt, what do you think of the po' boy sandwich?
I'm a fan. I'm a fan of the po' boy. So, we wife and I were in New Orleans this summer, and we had several po' boys. All of them were delicious. However, a little strange, and I don't know if this is like a New Orleans thing. None of them had the remoulade sauce, which is like up here. That's like commonly what would be dressed on a po' boy. When you get a po' boy dressed, what you get is lettuce, tomato, usually like a kind of an oil and vinegar sauce, like a traditional kind of almost like Italian dressing on it, rather than this remoulade, which I think especially for the shrimp po' boy, but also the chicken po' boy, the remoulade sauce is what I always imagine was like the go-to topping. It's like almost like a chipotle mayo kind of sauce. But nowhere in New Orleans. We had po' boys like I think 3 times. None of them did the remoulade. I didn't really ask about it, but I just thought it was kind of it was just not what I was expecting, but still delicious, still phenomenal. What's your go-to po' boy meat? Your go-to protein for a po' boy? You like shrimp? You like chicken?
Yeah, I love a po' boy. I never get to eat them, which is a shame, because I think they're just fantastic. Yeah, I think shrimp is probably my go-to, only because it is the one kind of ingredient you don't usually get on any other sandwich ever. So, because it really isn't like a signature, maybe like a shrimp salad, kind of like a lobster roll, but you don't get shrimp on too many things. So I like a good shrimp po' boy.
Yeah. No, indeed, I agree. I think it's the shrimp po' boy is the traditional po' boy. It's the one that you tend to think of when you think of a po' boy. So I mean, again,
Although
yeah,
as I'm reading here, there is such a thing, which this kind of sounds like, but there is a roast beef po' boy,
a roast beef po'
which
boy.
yes, which is sounds just like a roast beef sandwich, but it's on that signature New Orleans style French bread, which sounds pretty
Yeah.
damn good.
So that's exactly what I was about to lead in here, which was a trend that we're noticing among like a lot of these sandwiches. The bread really plays I think a pivotal role, which is why the gyro is ranked in a weird spot, and why the club sandwich is all the way in the bottom toilet tier, because they don't. I mean, I'm speaking especially for the club here. Really, never served on very exciting bread. It's usually like nasty and stale, like toast diner bread. The gyro, we would argue that the pita is like a very strange kind of bread for a sandwich, which is why it kind of puts it in some category. See, what I'm saying is like the bread really has, I think, dictated the position of most of these sandwiches.
Well, and that's what's interesting is you look at our S tiers, the Italian sub and the cheesesteak, and we just like long rolls. I think we're long roll
Mm,
guys.
we're long roll people.
Matt,
Although
where do you?
lobster roll,
Yes.
not long roll, but ranked very highly, A
Well, that's
tier.
it's a hot dog bun. I mean,
Yeah,
that's the split
New
top,
England style hot
little
dog,
different.
toasted hot dog bun. Yeah.
Got to get it with a little butter on that. Matt, where are
Mhm.
you going to rank? First of all, the po' boy. Probably the best thing it has going for it is the apostrophe. P-O
Yep.
apostrophe boy,
Can't
short for
forget that
poor boy.
apostrophe. Indeed.
Um,
Um, I think I could do A or B with the po' boy. What do you think? You want
oh,
to split the
I was
difference?
I was going to go up to S actually, but I'm okay
Wow.
with A.
Okay. No,
I
no.
think
Kick it up
like
to S.
I'm you
Kick it up
okay
to
with
S.
that?
I didn't think I was going to get it up there. I was willing to kind of concede to A or B, but if we're both in agreement, po' boy is an S tier sandwich. Yeah. Oh
I
yeah.
love I love a po' boy, and I think if I ate it more regularly, maybe it'd be an A. I think also because it's just not as common. It's a little
All
bit
right.
special. So no, I love a good po' boy.
All right. Well, we're
Um,
starting the episode strong. Our first sandwich ranked today, po' boy S tier. You heard it here first,
yeah,
folks.
and we're gonna chug on to this next one. Maybe not as enthusiastic. We'll see the caprese, Matt. The is that Italian from your people?
I don't think this is a real sandwich, Sean. I have never
I
I've
was
never
gonna say
had this.
this. I
I've
was gonna
never
say the
had
same
this.
thing.
I've heard of a caprese salad.
Right,
I've
right.
literally
Mozzarella,
never heard of it
tomatoes,
on a.
basil.
I don't know
Uh,
who would eat this. You would have to be either allergic or opposed to eating any kind of meat, which is that's fine. But in that case, why not just have a salad? It's like
yeah,
you're like teasing yourself. You're fooling yourself without any kind of a bread here. I guess it's like a maybe an Italian grilled cheese kind of idea,
I think
which could be okay, but
it's a strong vegetarian option. I think
hmm
at a sandwich shop. Also, it's simple to make because there's so few ingredients. I mean, a caprese pizza or pasta is very good, but I think in a sandwich, it's not. But you want to go so far as to say it's not a sandwich at all.
no, I mean it's technical. It's not like a gyro where we're going to put it in the weird category. I just don't think it's a very well known sandwich. It is technically speaking a sandwich, and albeit not a very common one, and probably not a very good one. So I, but at the same time, mozzarella is a good, it's a delicious cheese. But
I,
then again, why
I,
not just eat a block of mozzarella? I think I'm gonna say C or D with
I
this
mean,
one.
I would. The real question, Matt, is: would you rather have a club sandwich, or a caprese?
I'd probably rather have a caprese if I'm being honest. The
So
turkey
then you
club
want
is
to.
really disappointing. Yeah, we
All
could
right,
stick it in C too.
well, we'll sneak it into C.
Mm-hmm.
That works for me. And here we go. We got a sandwich that was once pretty popular. I don't know how popular it still is. The patty melt. Your ground
Oh,
beef patty, cheese, caramelized onions between bread. Sort of a take on the burger, Matt. What do you?
it's a
How do you feel
burger.
about a patty melt?
I
Oh, you're
love it
just
though because it's a burger, but it's going to absolutely trigger the burger people. Like there's burger people out there that are like, they're like, this is just a cheeseburger. What the hell? Like, how can we justify calling this like its own thing, its own sandwich? It's a cheeseburger. I love triggering them because burger patties, I'll just say, or burger buns, I'll say it, are mid. Most of them are just incredibly mid. In order to excel beyond the burger bun, you have to call it something else, like ciabatta or like a those Hawaiian sweet Hawaiian bun thing. Like you can't just call it a hamburger bun, right? Regular hamburger buns are
right.
boring and extremely mediocre. The patty melt takes that to an interesting place. It plays with the formula of a burger, not by changing any of the toppings or traditional accoutrement you would associate with a burger, but literally by changing, just taking out the buns. Like, what if we had a burger, but
So
not with the buns? We had something else crazy for the buns, like Texas toast or something.
so
I'm
there
pro
might be a
patty.
but there might be a challenge here, Matt. Is this a
Mm.
sandwich or is this a
Yes,
burger?
no, it's a sandwich. It's a sandwich. It is.
Is a
A
burger a
burger,
sandwich?
a burger is also a sandwich. Yeah.
Okay, all right. I just want to make
I
sure
would
we're on the
say.
same page here. Matt,
So
I don't think I've ever had a patty melt in my entire life. Not one, ever.
I I have definitely had them, but it's like a diner thing that you want to be a contrarian and just not get a burger, or you just want to, not even that you don't want to be a contrarian, you just want to like, you don't want to feel like I went to the diner and just ordered a burger. You don't want to feel basic. You don't want to feel basic, but you still want a burger. The people you're with, whoever they may be, may expect that you will order something a little a little off kilter, and that's where the patty melt comes in. So
Yeah.
it's a fine sandwich. I like it with some onions, some pickles. I'm gonna go with patty melt, and I think that deserves an A tier. I think it deserves an A or maybe B. Maybe we, you know what? It's a little. It's still. I mean, at the end of the day, it's just a burger. So I'd say B. Yeah, I've
Yeah,
never had a
I'm
patty
down with
melt that
B.
has blown me away. Okay, what are we on
Fair
to
enough.
now?
We'll put that in the B tier, Matt. And on to our next one. We actually have a couple salads. We haven't done one yet. This is our first egg salad. Chopped boiled
Mm.
eggs, mayonnaise, lettuce on bread. A simple sandwich, if you will. Certainly a widely known one. How do you feel about egg sandwiches?
Uh, egg sandwiches.
I don't think I've ever
The
had an
thing
egg
is,
sandwich.
this of all the options so far, I think that this one I've had the widest versatility in. Like I've actually had some really really good egg salad sandwiches, but I've also had some very like middle of the line egg salad sandwiches. I've also had some pretty bad ones. Um, the bad ones are definitely uh, kind of like the most memorable, but you're saying you've never had an egg salad sandwich, Sean?
Not that I can recall.
No, I can't say you're really missing much. Have you ever had deviled eggs?
I don't like deviled eggs.
Okay, so then you would not like egg salad. It would not be for you. It's basically
I
it's
probably
pretty
wouldn't.
much just taking the deviled egg concept, mincing it, and putting it in a sandwich.
But
Ultimately, that's what it
i-
is.
speaking in favor of the egg, I feel like egg salad has it's like the butt of the sandwich joke. Like, it has a bad reputation. Everyone's like, ew, egg salad. And I don't think that's fair.
Yeah, it's weird, right? Because calling it a salad is kind of a misnomer. I mean, it's like, I mean, chicken salad is, it's the word, the term salad thrown in here. It confuses people, confuses folks. But I think with the right kind of condiments, you can really bring the egg, like, can really make it pop. As something a little on the spicier side. I don't mind egg salad. I think it's fine. I would probably say a C, probably B or C. Yeah, I don't hate it.
Respectable.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think everything above a D we consider to be at least good.
Yes. I think the C tier for me is like, I've never had one of these that has completely blown me away. B is like a good standard go to, and maybe like once in a while in my life I've had like a really phenomenal one of these, but it's usually like pretty just okay. But I think the A tier is like, consistently I expect this to be very good, and I look forward to getting this, and more times than not these have been a hit. And then S tier is just God. It's just a
must order.
It's just a must order. Yeah. Okay.
All right, how about this one? Hey, listen, Matt, we got another nice long roll here, but this time the ingredients are in a French dip. It's a roast beef sandwich dipped with the au jus, freshly sliced. Matt, how do you feel about the French dip?
So, I'm personally not. This is going to surprise you, Sean, maybe, but I'm not a big roast beef guy. I don't really like roast beef that much.
Can I guess why?
Sure, I don't think you're going to get it, but
I have a theory about your sandwiches, and you can tell me I'm totally wrong.
Okay.
You are a toppings guy. I think you like to put stuff on your sandwiches, and I think traditionally a French dip, you're not putting lettuce, tomato on that thing. It is roast beef on a roll.
I do get pretty crazy with my toppings. I never really, like analyzed it, but
I'm your sandwich psychologist.
Sure.
I'm in your head.
I think that may be possible. That may be entirely possible. I think mainly it's because the first time I ever tried roast beef, I would try it cold, and I never really cared for it cold. And then later on in life, I discovered that you could have roast beef like warmed up, and I liked it a bit more, but it was still never something I would really go out of my way to get. I never ordered it at the deli counter. I never had had roast beef in my lineup of like go-to orders anywhere. The French dip never really did much for me. It's just it's very liquid. It's more like I would rather be eating it as like a soup than like dipping my sandwich in it. It's like a French onion soup kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But that being said, I'm not here to disparage the French dip, because I know there are people who like it, and I can understand why. So I will defer to you, Sean. You have probably eaten more French dips in your life than I have, because
I do like a French dip.
Mm-hmm.
Here's my thing about the French dip. The best French dip you can get is an S tier sandwich. The problem is there are very few places that make an S tier level of the French dip. Have you ever been to like a roast beef specific spot? That's like a roast beef restaurant?
Only so see that is apparently that's a very New England thing.
Yes.
And
I
have not.
That is off the goddamn charts. Like, if you get it was roasted that day, cut while it's still hot and juicy, put on some fresh bread. It is an awesome sandwich. But here's my thing: 90% of the places you're going to order it, it's going to be mediocre. Because it's not a fresh product. It's not a from scratch product. It's kind of like, I think about like Italian sub or even cheesesteak. Like, the cheap, crappy version of that, I'm still going to really enjoy. But when it comes to a French dip, like, the cheap version truly is I've had horrible French dips in my life. horrible, borderline inedible. So to me, I think this is like a B tier sandwich. Like I think it
Okay.
has more promise than a lot of the C tiers, but I don't think it's A or S. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yeah. Does it kind of conform then with our criteria of like you've probably had more you've had more misses than hits, but the hits are just really 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 good. So I'd say that fits with a B.
I think so, and
Yeah.
it's also got
Mhm.
some. When I look at like egg salad or caprese or even like a BLT or grilled cheese, there's no real flavor to like the flavor, but a French dip flavor, a good one with the au jus, is much better than those C tiers. So
Something different. Yeah.
that's where I will
Okay.
put that. Matt, now we're going to move on to perhaps one of the simplest sandwiches here on our list, an all-time childhood classic, the peanut butter and jelly, the PB and J. Are you you're a PB and J guy?
Yeah. I was about to say, unless you have any reservations, let's just put the friggin' thing at S tier. Come on, PB and J, just put it at S. Come on, this is like the most classic sandwich on this list. Period.
But
People grew up with this sandwich. It is still there for them, even into adulthood. The PB and J is still in a pinch. That is what you're going to make yourself. I would say any day of the week, for a lunch, for a snack, for a dinner, for a breakfast. It's so versatile. Come on, Sean.
listen, here's the thing: people
you
also
can't not
no,
PB and J. Come on.
no, people also grew up with asbestos. Doesn't mean we should still have it around. You want to be nostalgic.
Asbestos
Okay.
definitely D tier. We'll say that's it.
I was gonna put in not a sandwich, but okay, you
Not,
can
and
put it
also
in.
belong in not a sandwich. This is true. Also not a
It's
sandwich.
in the
Yep,
carcinogen category.
indeed.
Um, I like PB&J. It's a good sandwich. Here's the thing. What I struggle with is this is a list for grown adults. Like it is not a sophisticated sandwich. It is not overwhelming with flavor. It is so basic that I'm like, boy, to put that far up is bothersome to me. I don't know what like
I don't know. I'm not
I've
getting
never
really a good. I'm not getting a good reason here. I'm not getting a good like. All I'm hearing is just that people like the sandwich, and I don't want to like it because they like it.
because
That's what
it's
I'm hearing.
popular.
Because it's
Yeah, that
popular.
sounds like something I would say.
Indeed.
Um,
I don't know.
boy.
I think unless you have a legitimate gripe against the PB and J, how can it not be S tier? I have to say I've never had a bad PB and J. They've actually every one that I've had have I would rank like S tier. Like I would rank them as like this
Here,
was amazing.
here's what I'll say, Matt. This is my one argument, and if you don't buy it, you tell me, and I will put it in S tier. Okay? I don't believe a sandwich should be in S tier if I can make a good one at home.
Oh,
It's not
so
special.
now you don't
No, it's not special.
don't disparage yourself here, Sean. Don't knock yourself down. Like you're saying
No,
because
I'm not.
you can make it, that means
No.
that it shouldn't be S tier.
Yes.
Even a
Well, even
fool like
that.
me can make a sandwich, then it shouldn't be an S tier. So you're telling me
Yeah,
you've never made an Italian sub for yourself at home?
listen, I've made a sandwich, but an Italian sub. No, come on.
Never?
Nobody makes those at home. You got to go somewhere to get those.
No, I mean you just have to have the cold cuts lying around. It's not hard.
Uh,
You've never made
listen,
a
my name is
cheesesteak. You've never made like
no.
steakum. I've had like steakum
That's
sandwich. I
not.
would say that's it's
Listen, Matt. My
borderline. It's
last name
kind of
isn't
like a
Mariani.
cheesesteak,
Okay, I
you
I
know.
don't get to do these things at home. All right, Matt. I will put it in the S tier.
S tier that PB and J. Um, my question is to you, Sean: chunky or creamy?
So when it comes to the viscosity of food liquids, I like my peanut butter smooth. I like my applesauce chunky, and
What?
I
You can get chunky applesauce?
Matt. Here's the thing.
I have never
I
heard
will.
of this.
Here's the thing. Go to the store and you want Muselman's applesauce. Get it
Mucilage.
the big chunks with cinnamon.
Okay.
The chunks are like good size, so they're like
Hey,
apple
I'll try it.
pieces.
I did not
Matt,
know that this existed.
incredible. Go with the chunky. It's so much better.
I'm an
Um,
applesauce with my pierogies kind of guy.
ooh, that's good. Yeah,
That is a
yeah,
good
that's a
combo.
fit.
Yeah.
If you put it between bread, it'd be a great sandwich.
Sometimes I like to do like a little bit of applesauce and a little bit of sour cream, and I kind of like pick and choose as I go. I love pierogies. We should
Like
just
a
do a
true
pierogi
Polish
list.
man. That
Ranking
should be.
pierogies.
You know, Matt, we do need to do our next cooking challenge. We should do pierogies from scratch.
Okay, done.
That
Absolutely
would be fun.
done. I
But
will
mind
do it.
you, only one of us has a 95-year-old Polish grandmother who has made them from
she can't.
scratch for nearly 100 years.
Grandma Flo is not allowed to help you on
She
the
can't.
pierogi
She can't
challenge.
consult. No.
She cannot. You know what? She can consult, but she cannot make them for
Okay.
you. Mm-hmm.
Matt, she's forgotten more about making pierogies than you'll ever learn. So anyway.
That's probably very true.
Next up, Matt, I'm very curious if you've had this sandwich. I didn't even know this was a thing till I Googled it. The Mexican torta.
I have not. I have never heard of the sandwich before. When I was actually looking at it when you first put the graphic up, and I still don't know what it is. So I'm gonna Google it. It looks good. This is probably the first sandwich on this list that I have not ever tried. The French dip, it was a rare, but I have had at least one or two. It looks very good, and the bread is unique. It's not a kind of bread that what is that bread? It's almost like a focaccia bread.
It's a small baguette known as a bolillo. You can also have it on a flat oblong soft roll called a telera. They can be eaten cold or hot, grilled or toasted in a press, similar to a Cuban.
Well, apparently there is a place about a mile and a half away from me that makes these, so maybe I'll have to give it a try.
They look good.
Mm-hmm.
They
do
look very good.
They do look good. Yeah. I don't know. What do you think,
Matt? I created a new category.
Didn't know it was a sandwich.
I mean, is that is the new do you category? Disagree?
Didn't know it was a sandwich. I think that's fair, since we've never actually tried it. We can't
rate it if we have no idea what it is.
I think the fans, some of the fans of the torta, will be pissed, rightfully so. But take it up in our comments section.
Send us some tortas, and we'll try them.
We'll make a new T-shirt. That
didn't know it was a sandwich.
Didn't know it was a sandwich with a picture of
with a
the
picture
torta.
Of a torta. That's actually really funny. People would be very confused. All right, Matt, we're going to continue on. Kind of French dip adjacent here. Not sure why we need both. The roast beef sandwich.
Why is there? All right, so we have roast beef, but we also have the French dip. I think that the roast beef has to be ranked lower than the French dip, I would think.
100%. 100%.
So, yeah, stick it at the C tier. Okay, that was easy.
Matt, do you know what this next one is?
Sean is quickly Googling. It is the jambon beurre, which is the only time I ever heard about this was in French class. I heard it was also, like in one of the dialogues, like practice dialogues, like Pierre is going to order a jambon beurre, and I do not know what it is, so I think we know where this belongs.
Well, Matt, if it's all right, I would like to read you the entirety of the Wikipedia page for this. The jambon beurre, French for ham butter, is a French ham sandwich made of a fresh baguette sliced open, spread with butter, and filled with slices of ham. Every day in France, over 3 million sandwiches are sold, more than any other kind of sandwich. That's the whole article.
There you go. Jambon beurre.
Jambon beurre. Where would you like to rank this one, Matt?
I think we have to put it in didn't know it was a sandwich, right? I don't know. I've never had this.
Didn't know it was a sandwich. Okay. I did not know, so...
That might fall into place with this next sandwich as well.
Tonkatsu.
We're getting abstract. We're getting international.
I think this is the only international one I've pronounced correctly.
The
Um,
tonkatsu.
the tonkatsu. Uh, oh, hang on, I got it. Okay,
I've had
variations.
tonkatsu, Sean, but I've never had a tonkatsu sandwich. I don't
It's
know why this was provided for this. Is this a common thing maybe in Japan?
well, it says
Basically chicken cutlet and but with bread.
a katsu sando. It is a popular as a sandwich filling.
Hmm.
Says Wikipedia.
I mean, I don't see how this could be bad. I have had tonkatsu.
I
The bread,
love tonkatsu.
yes, me too. I just think the bread is a little excessive in this case because the chicken cutlet. But then again, like I eat chicken parm. I'm a damn hypocrite because I
I was
eat
gonna say it
chicken
sounds
parm sandwiches all the time, and this is
it,
basically just the Japanese version of that. So
it,
I think I would probably put this at B. What do you think?
I like it. Like if someone was like, "Would you try this?" I'd be like, "That sounds good." Like actually, I'm
Yeah,
like intrigued. I mean, it's just like fried pork on
but
bread,
again, as a toppings guy, I gotta wonder like maybe
a
some
little
quippy
simple.
mayo.
Well, that's the
Um,
thing. If you made your own, and according to
yeah,
if you could throw a little lettuce
mm,
on there or a
pickled
little like,
onions. Pickled onions would be
yeah,
great on this. Yeah, this is a
hell yeah,
pickled onion sandwich for sure.
I
Okay,
like B
cool.
tier.
Stick it on the B tier.
I and by the way, I kind of like this new sort of philosophy we're going with, which is didn't know it was a sandwich as a category unless we think it will taste good, and then we put it up in the tier,
Well, I
which is
think for
fair.
this one at
That's
least
fair.
we had a frame of reference because we
We
both have,
did.
have had chicken katsu before.
Oh, love katsu.
Hmm.
All right, Matt. I'm kind of excited for this next one because this is one I actually enjoy. It's the Monte Cristo. That is your ham, turkey, Swiss cheese sandwich. What do you eat a lot of Monte Cristos?
So how did we determine that this? I actually do really like Monte Cristos, but how do we determine that this was different from a croque monsieur?
This is made on French toast as the bread. That's the
Okay, and I
difference,
think
and
the
that's
cheese
why I
is
think
different.
it's.
It's Swiss cheese versus the croque monsieur is Gruyere.
You got it. That is
Yeah. Okay.
exactly right. And this it's fried. It's pan fried. Um,
Mhm.
and that's what gets me excited about this. I like the French bread to me is the best part of the sandwich. Because otherwise, it's just a ham and cheese. But boy, you
I
French
just
bread and you get the maple syrup
yeah.
on it. You get a little powdered sugar.
I was just
Mm.
gonna say I love a sandwich that you can dip in maple syrup and not feel ashamed about it. I think that's great. I actually just had this yesterday, Sean, but with a twist.
Really? Oh,
The twist was it's like this pub that I go to. Their like unique take on the Monte Cristo is rather than the French bread, they use Belgian waffles. And rather than the ham, substitute the ham for prosciutto, and they
oh,
substitute the Swiss for mozzarella cheese. So
oh.
it's like
Well,
their
hey,
own like, kind of spin on a Monte Cristo. It's phenomenal. Yeah.
in the words of Liz Lemon, I want to go to there.
Yes.
Um, sounds great.
So
Um, I like a Monte Cristo. It's a good sandwich.
yeah, it is. I would probably say A tier. How do you feel about
I
that?
would agree.
Put it up
I
in
would
the A
agree.
tier. Yeah, it's
One I get
great.
excited about. Uh, Matt, I think we might fight a little bit on this next one. I'm very curious your thoughts because this is a simple one. It's the classic ham and cheese. Ham,
Let me
cheese,
guess.
little
Let me
mustard.
guess. I'm gonna guess here. I'm gonna guess what you think that I
Yeah.
think about the ham sandwich. You
Okay.
think I am going to say I'm going to put up a PB and J style argument over the ham sandwich being a
I,
classic and being something
I
that
think you are.
my mother would make for me every day when
Yep.
I went off to summer camp. Um, I really don't have much love for the ham sandwich, Sean. I really don't. It's fine. It's just something I'm used to, I guess, but I don't get the same nostalgia as I do for PB and J, and that's why I don't think I can really rep it. I've also had some kind of bad to mediocre ham sandwiches that have just and I have never, I don't think ever really in my entire life have I ever been blown away by a ham sandwich, ham and cheese. So I think there are so many better versions of the sandwich, and it's not the standby that uh, it doesn't have that kind of standby power like PB and J. I'm not going to defend
Mhm.
it. I'm not gonna take a bullet for a ham and cheese. So
Yeah. Well,
I
Matt,
think
here's a twist.
weirdly enough, the best ham and cheese sandwiches I think I ever had were the high school cafeteria ones. And I don't know why they were so good, but I liked those ones, and yeah, I will not defend a ham and cheese. No. Plus, the picture they use is extremely unappealing. That doesn't even
It's
look like
very
a ham.
plain.
It's so it's on
No,
like a club roll.
big bulky roll. Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Um, the thing is, I don't love cheese
Mm-hmm.
in general. I eat cheese. I don't have a problem with cheese. Like a grilled cheese is fine, but a ham and cheese to me is just too boring. It's just too plain. If you're gonna put ham on it, you got to put a whole bunch of other crap on it. And to me, the classic ham and cheese implies a simple sandwich, which I know a lot of people like. I agree with you, Matt. This is a C tier for me.
Yeah. The Turkey
All
Club is
right, Matt.
looking
Moving on
mighty
to our
lonely
next one.
on that D
I
tier.
know we need more sandwiches we hate
Mm, yeah.
because there just aren't enough. Matt, I'm going to cut right to the argument on this one. Okay. Next up is bagel with lox. Matt, this is not a sandwich.
Yeah, it's not. It's not. I do love a bagel with lox, but I think we know where it belongs. I can't rep
That's
that it's a
bullshit.
sandwich.
It's
Yeah, that's
bullshit. It's not a
I think
sandwich.
we're both pretty good at knowing where to draw the line with what is and what is not a sandwich. And bagel with lox is delicious, not a sandwich.
It's not a sandwich. All right, but what about the? Again, you talked about the pita. Maybe disqualifying ingredient. What about the falafel pita?
I don't love pita bread. I really don't. I don't like it that much. I I don't. Um, I don't really like falafel that much. I got to be honest with you. I think it's again, it's like a very acceptable vegetarian option, though not a very healthy one. And I like chickpeas. I like hummus a lot, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm just not a big falafel guy. So I think maybe Sean, is this does the Turkey Club have company? I'll be honest with you. I have had some very, very bad falafels in my
Yeah,
lifetime that have kind of scarred me, kind of put me off.
yeah. I've just not had a lot of falafel in general. Not really in my Western Massachusetts circles. So, really, my only argument is D or not a sandwich. Because if we call a gyro not a sandwich, a falafel is to me awfully similar. Um, and so, do you say it's a bad sandwich or not a sandwich?
It's a sandwich because we called the.
Okay,
Oh no, we no. You know what? We called the gyro not a sandwich, didn't we?
that's right.
Yeah, I guess we can't. We have to put it in not a sandwich then. We have to stick to our guns here. Not a sandwich, it is.
I agree with that. And not a good one at not being a sandwich. All right, man, we got another salad here. It's the chicken salad. Your chopped chicken, mayo, celery into a delicious creamy slurry. What do you think of the chicken salad?
Oh, please never say the words creamy slurry on this
Creamy
show ever
slurry.
again. Uh,
Yes, sir.
ugh. All right, where did we stick the egg salad? Where did that end up? That ended
Egg
up
salad was
as
C
a
tier.
C
Tuna
tier.
melt,
Um,
which,
is
similar is
B.
in B tier.
I think it belongs in the C tier, the chicken salad. I've had some decent. I've also had some bad, but it's I've never really been blown away. So I would put it in the C tier.
Yeah, I think to me it's like the top of the C tier.
It's like
Like
you never really have to go through that much trouble with the chicken. I would much rather just give me the chicken and I'll put like hot sauce on it or something else. Like I don't you don't need to you make it like you turn it very like, fancy and touch it up and make it into a salad variety. But with the, you don't really have to go through all that with the chicken. I feel like you just give me the chicken and I'll do something else with it that I would rather have. I think.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. What about veggie and hummus? Again, didn't
Okay.
know it was a sandwich.
Didn't, but I could see it being a very good
Sure.
vegetarian sandwich. I think this is better than the falafel option. There's no implication that it's on a pita bread, so it can be on any bread that you want, which makes it also ideal. And I think I would put this above the caprese, or at least
I
on the
agree.
same tier. Yeah, so I would say C or B. C. I think at the end of the day, it's condiments. It's like basically condiments on a sandwich. But yeah, I could rock with it.
I would agree with that. It sounds good. I would actually try that. That actually sounds delicious. All right. Matt, you want to talk about childhood staples? This was one for me. It's probably why I'm an unhealthy adult. Bologna, the dregs of the lunch meat. Matt, what do you feel about a bologna sandwich?
Did your bologna have a first name by chance?
Listen, we were a German bologna household. We were a Wunderbar family, which, by the
Wunderbar.
way, it blows me away when you go to the supermarket today and it's like, you buy it by the pound. So a pound of ham is like $10. It's expensive. A pound of turkey is $11. And a pound of Wunderbar bologna is still $1.99. And you're like, I am scared at how that makes sense. Like, that is suspicious as hell.
Yeah, you can't really thinking about the bologna economics. Well, full of bologna. I think I would. I don't know. I don't really know. I bologna's fine. I'd probably go with the C tier. I don't see how it could get like higher than that. What do you think? Unless you want to rep for it. I mean, you have some goodwill and cred. You have some credit in your pocket from
Well,
previous
actually, I
outings.
do, by the way, because
You
last
do.
week,
Mm-hmm.
which one did I? Oh, I think it was lobster roll. I
I
really
put
fought
lobster roll
against.
over. I put it over, and
And
I
you,
believe you said I used like you were like it was either lobster roll or the Thanksgiving sandwich, but you were like because you got this into A tier. If I want a sandwich that's to be put into A tier, and there's like a debate over it, something like that.
I get a coupon for
You
one free
did.
promotion,
You got yeah.
and I haven't used it
Mhm.
yet.
You
But
haven't.
Matt, I agree. Bologna is C tier. Bologna is C tier.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good, not great.
Inoffensive.
Uh, but Matt, get excited. We have our third roast beef sandwich of the tier list, the Italian beef.
Somebody really liked roast beef on this list. I do have a question though, Sean. Going back for a moment, just to jump back to bologna for a moment. Um, did you ever roll bolognas up, put them on your fingers, and then like wiggle them as if you were like a witch, and then call yourself Mr. Bologna Fingers?
What?
No,
I'm hoping this is a made up scenario that you created and not
this
something
is
that actually happened to you.
not something that you've ever done. Just me. Okay.
Can't
All
say it
right.
is.
Just wanted to see. Wanted to see. Another thing I used to do with bologna, Sean. This is true. I used to take the middle part of the bologna, right? You kind of like poke your finger through it, and then spin it around like a pizza. This is something that I also have done with bologna. Also, like you kind
Please
of put it on your finger, and then you kind of like eat around the bologna.
stop playing with your food, Matt, and just eat it.
This is only with the Oscar Mayer bologna because it was
Okay.
really thick, and you could like do it with that. But yeah, those are some bologna things.
Horrible.
Phony
Uh,
bologna. So
yeah, Matt, the Italian
Italian beef.
beef.
What exactly is this?
So this is the
Is it like
Chicago
sausage and
sandwich.
peppers? No.
It's a thin slices of roast beef served with au jus on the roll, um, and can be served with Italian sweet
So
peppers.
I'm extremely disappointed here, Sean, because we've had three distinct beef sandwiches, and we have not gotten probably the best beef sandwich, the pit beef, like the true. Have you ever had pit? No pit beef.
What is pit beef? Is it
Pit
beef you
beef.
found in a pit?
I don't really know where the name comes from. It's like a Baltimore, Maryland kind of thing. I've only had it once, but it's really good. It's just like a very thinly shaved kind of roast beef. I don't know how to describe it. I think it's the way it's like marinated, but
Mm-hmm.
it's good. It's pit beef. I think it's like barbecue pit. That's probably where it comes from. Oddly enough, there is no the closest place you can get it near to me seems to be a place in Philadelphia called Nick's Charcoal Pit or Fast Eddie's Pit Beef. It's literally right over the border in Maryland. Once you cross over into Maryland, and there's a couple places I think Delaware. It's like that kind of a place. I'm just really shocked that we don't have it on this list. So, but instead we have Italian beef. That's what we're up against here.
The
Tell me about
Chicago
Italian
beef.
beef. Chicago beef.
Served hot. Um, have you seen the show The Bear?
Not yet.
The
It's on
popular
my
chef
list.
show.
Though. It's on my
So
list. It's up there. Mm-hmm.
the restaurant they run is an Italian beef shop.
Okay.
That's what he is a chef of. Um,
Is he? I'm not going to say it. Is he an actual bear, Sean?
yes, he is a bear
He's the
who
main
makes
character
Italian
of
beef
Bear.
sandwich. A Chicago bear who makes Italian beef sandwiches,
I once
which
watched
is a show I would watch.
an anime. Became like one of my, I would say one of my favorite. I haven't watched many anime, but one of my favorites is called Polar Bear Cafe, and it was about a polar bear running a cafe, and like every character in the show is like an animal. It was nice. It's like a nice little slice of life kind of anime where like nothing like really bad happens. It's kind of like the Hallmark versions of an anime, but I have no idea why we're talking about this. But I guess
Yeah, I don't.
thinking about a
But
bear running an Italian beef
in
shop.
restaurant.
Um, where would you
So
put
Matt,
this? I've never had this,
I'm
but
ready to say fuck it because I am annoyed at all of these roast beef sandwiches, and though I have not had Italian beef, it sounds better to me than both a cold roast beef and a French dip. I think we should put in the A tier and just be total lunatics about it.
yeah, all right. Do you want to use your credit for that? Because
No, no, I'm not using my credit for that. So if you want to fight me, you go right ahead.
yeah, I'll fight you on it. Is it better
Okay.
than a French deep sandwich?
Then a
French
French
dip.
dip. Hey, so
Better than
here's
French dip.
based on my in-depth Wikipedia research in the last 30 seconds, a Italian beef is on more of a sub roll, which I think is better than a sort of a harder baguette style French dip roll. And it
Uh-huh.
comes with the au jus on the sandwich, which I think sounds better than dipping it in the au jus.
I would disagree. I would think that dipping it is more fun.
But it's difficult on the go. French dip to me is a restaurant sandwich. Italian beef is like a sub, it's like it's a
Okay.
to go.
Okay. You know what? The A tier is looking a little lonely.
And
I got
the rest of
one scroll up there.
our
I'm
four
happy.
remaining sandwiches are not A
I
tier
don't-
sandwiches.
I
So
genuinely, yeah, I was looking at that too. I think this is probably it for the A tier and S tier. So if you want to throw the Italian beef on there, just
All right.
you go ahead.
and also if we don't, the people of Chicago will kick our ass. So we can't do that.
Yeah.
All right, Matt. Have you ever had a Kentucky hot brown?
No. Another one. I think we know where this is going to go, but
Did not know it was a sandwich. It's an open-faced sandwich of turkey, ham, and bacon covered in a Mornay sauce. What's a Mornay sauce? A bechamel. And is baked or broiled until the bread is crisp and the sauce begins to brown.
Sean, these pictures all look so weird.
This, to me, Matt, if I'm being honest, looks like a sandwich you invented.
It does. This actually does.
It looks like a pile of stuff. Like Matt had this lying around.
Yeah,
It might be cool if
none
we
of
like
these
put all
are-
this together.
None of these are elegant, but I could see it tasting pretty good.
I don't
But
think it's a
I don't-
disaster by any
You know what?
stretch.
I've got to be honest. Yeah, I don't think anybody really knows what the sandwich is and what goes in it. because every picture looks completely different. So roasted turkey, tomatoes, and Mornay topped with bacon. It's
Now,
just a bacon like what makes it different, I guess, is the Mornay sauce. But
and then it's baked. It's a baked sandwich. Our first baked sandwich.
that's wild to me. Yeah. Then
Probably my
what
favorite
really makes
fact,
this a
though.
sandwich?
It
I
says
guess it's the
here, and that's
bread.
true. This is a pile of food on a plate. Sandwich is a stretch.
Yeah. This is the sandwich
It
equivalent of
does,
the garbage plate.
yes, very much so. It says here it was created to serve as an alternative to ham and egg late night dinners. So this is like hangover. This is like late night drunk food right here, which makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Definitely makes sense. I'm thinking we put it either in didn't know it was a sandwich or not a sandwich and just piss everyone off.
Should we create a new one that didn't know it was not a sandwich?
No. No,
No, we're not gonna do that.
I think we gotta say didn't know. I had no idea what this was. Yep.
I think it's more not a sandwich.
Okay.
Because I kind of
Yeah,
like that
it's
all the
really not.
international ones or didn't know it
Yeah.
was a sandwich.
Yeah, I like it because it really isn't. It's not a. It's barely a sandwich. Yeah. Okay.
Fair enough, Matt. We're down to our final three here with the Bocadillo. Matt, let's ask that question right up front. Did you know this was a sandwich?
I actually did, and that's only thanks to TikTok. I think
Big on
I saw.
TikTok?
They are. I saw. I'm on Sandwich Talk, so I know a few of these, and they look amazing, Sean. They look amazing. Um, I've never actually had one though. And again, it's the bread. Damn, that is like really firm, good looking bread on those
A
sandwiches. Just
Spanish
Google image it.
baguette.
It just looks amazing. It just looks incredible.
But what's crazy to me, so I'm on the Wikipedia page for this. The crazy thing here, Matt, is that you can put literally anything on it. Like everything from an omelet to salami and ham to obviously you can put chorizo on it, pork fillet, horse meat, all kinds of fish, tuna fish, sardines, cuttlefish. You can put chocolate on it. The list goes on and on. Like this is kind of a bit of an everything sandwich.
It is. I'm in love with this sandwich, Sean. I think it's got me like hypnotized looking at these pictures, and I want to put it at S tier.
Come
I want to. I do. I want to put it. I've never had it before, but I don't know how this could be
Stop the
anything but
madness.
amazing. I really
Stop
don't.
the madness.
Look at this. Look at this sandwich. How could
Matt,
that
I'm
be
looking at
anything but
all.
amazing?
It looks good. Here's my problem, Matt.
Bread.
This is not one sandwich. This is a bread.
So firm.
You can't point to a signature recipe for this.
I'm completely hypnotized by it. You're gonna have to convince me otherwise. Otherwise, I gotta have this at the S tier.
No, Matt, this is not a. It's barely a sandwich. It's
Talk me
bread that you
down
can
from
put
it.
anything on.
Talk me down.
But that's what I'm saying, Matt. This is so. It's like almost unfair to any of the other sandwiches because all of them have firm, clear ingredients. The Bocadillo is bread with anything you want on it. Of course, it sounds good.
Yeah,
So,
no, you're right.
listen,
I know. I know. I know. You know what? Okay. It looks amazing, but at the end of the day, I think it's kind of like a bagels with lox situation, wherein that it is a delicious food that I would eat right now if it was in front of me. But can we say it's not a sandwich though?
I'm okay with A tier.
Okay. All right. I'm okay with A tier too.
I just S is pushing it. S is a little far for my taste.
Okay. All right. We can put it at the A tier.
Settle. Thank you for settling. All right, Matt. Next up, who doesn't love a good liverwurst sandwich? Liverwurst sausage made from liver, as Wikipedia tells me, put onto a delicious couple slices of bread. Matt, you a big fan of liverwurst?
I am a big fan of liverwurst. That's a lot of liverwurst on that sandwich. That is a lot. That is looks like
Stacked.
a cholesterol attack worth of liverwurst. It's got to be at least half a pound on that one sandwich. I like liverwurst because I'm a condiments guy. I like horseradish and I like brown, like spicy brown mustard, and those go really well on a good liverwurst sandwich. Maybe some cabbage or sauerkraut. I would say the liverwurst for me would be like a B, be a B tier.
I don't think I've ever had liverwurst, so Matt, I kind of have to rely on your quality
Okay.
judgment. So we'll put it there. Matt, let's talk about our final sandwich, number 40 on our list, the cucumber tea sandwich.
I love it. I love that the sandwich is last because, in my opinion, Sean, Turkey Club has some company. Please, D tier. Just put it on the D tier. Come on,
Turkey. I don't know, Matt.
Cucumber tea.
I don't know.
No, come on, Sean.
Come on.
What the hell?
No, listen. Here we go.
What the hell?
Lightly, but tell me if this doesn't sound
cucumbers and bread. Cucumbers and bread.
No, hang on. No, you put other things on it.
What else is in the sandwich?
Here's the thing. Doesn't this sound like the Sean Jennings? It's the Sean Jennings of sandwich. Listen to these ingredients: lightly buttered white bread.
Oh God.
Cucumber, of course, but you can put cream cheese, chopped dill, maybe some salmon, Benedictine.
Why?
A light snack or for afternoon tea.
Who is doing this, and why they need to be stopped?
It sounds good.
No, this is a sandwich that you put way too much work and effort into for an extremely minimal payoff. Like people, you got to slice the cucumber. You have to slice the sandwiches and the bread. It's extremely light. It's way too light. It's a finger sandwich. I get it. But if somebody served me these, I just would go hungry. I just wouldn't eat them.
You don't like a dainty, delicate sandwich?
No, I don't. I'm not. I am anything but. I'm not dainty nor delicate.
Okay.
And this is just not the sandwich for me.
Okay.
I'll put it in D tier. I think this. Let's put it in that D tier. I want to see it in that D tier.
It is there. I've put it there, Matt.
Good.
Our last sandwich is now done. However, twist, I still have my coupon. So as I look at our spread of sandwiches here, I can change this. I have the power. The question is, will I use it, and what will I use it on?
It's true. What was there anything that you really thought should be higher than? I mean, I think this is a pretty good list.
My plan actually was, if Turkey Club was alone in D, I was going to promote it to C so it wouldn't be all alone. But you've given it a friend, so I can't. Yeah, I think I'm not going to use it. I think we've created a very good list here, Matt. Good job. Mm-hmm. Should I recap from for our fans at home who are listening?
Yeah, give it a good recap.
So at the bottom, didn't know it was a sandwich. The torta and the jambon which we may have to try at some point. In the not a sandwich tier, the gyro, a bagel with lox, the falafel pita, and the Kentucky hot brown. Then we get into actual sandwiches. D tier, Turkey Club and cucumber tea. In the C tier, some solid sandwiches. The grilled cheese, the BLT, the two croques, his and hers, caprese, egg salad, the cold roast beef, ham and cheese, chicken salad, veggie and hummus, and bologna. Moving up to the B tier, the bacon, egg, and cheese, the pulled pork, the tuna melt, the meatball sub. Maybe that one should have been a little higher. The Reuben, the patty melt, the French dip, the katsu, and the liverwurst. This very solid A tier, which I think some good stuff in here. The banh mi, the Thanksgiving, the lobster roll, fried chicken, Cubano, Monte Cristo, Italian beef, and bocadillo. And then, of course, the all-timers, the S tier, the Italian sub, the cheesesteak, the po' boy, and the PB&J.
Now, Sean, if we really loved/hated ourselves, we would eat every sandwich on this list in order for an entire month and a half.
That's a lot of sandwiches. That's too many. I'm going to be honest with you, Matt. That's too
Yeah,
many sandwiches.
I
But I think this would be a good like year long like
yeah.
check them off the list
I
project. Sure.
if I were in my if I were still in my youth and I had the ability and the means, I financial means, I would try it. I would do a run through of this list. I'm getting cheesesteak
Now
tomorrow. I'm excited.
that sounds good. I'm jealous. Now
Mm-hmm.
I want to sub. Matt, I have
This
one
year.
last thing for us before we go. I know The Bachelor is waiting you. Um, but would you like to know what the community ranked all of these same sandwiches on the tier? Because this website collects everybody's rankings.
Okay. I bet
Uh,
it's going to tell us how wrong we were about the cucumber tea.
there's
I'm
definitely
expecting some cucumber
disagreements.
tea higher.
Nope. So down at D, the Bocadillo's down at D, Matt, along with cucumber tea, Kentucky
Wow.
hot brown, and liverwurst.
Oh no.
Uh, at C, we've got the torta, the
How did
katsu, the
they?
croque madame, and monsieur bologna, veggie and hummus, and jamon
They
beret.
violated my boy, my Bocadillo down at D. They put it at D tier. No way.
Very sad.
Oh,
So I don't just have to read all the name again. So I'll jump right
oh,
up to S,
Sean,
Matt.
what the hell?
Yeah,
The Turkey Club is an A tier sandwich. This is the
along with the
biggest
BLT.
betrayal. The biggest
Not great.
betrayal.
Not great.
All right, so
This is what the
immediately
people think.
I can't trust or respect anybody's opinion that would put a
And then
Turkey Club at A tier. I just
I'll
can't.
also argue in the S tier you have fried chicken, which I'm fine with, a grilled cheese, which is simple, but I'd argue in that PB and J way it's a classic, so that's fine. Bacon, egg, and cheese I think is a big S tier stretch. Cheesesteak, Italian sub, pulled pork, if it's pretty good, but the gyro, which we said isn't even a sandwich, they've put in the S tier. So
It's
very
shocking.
strange.
Absolutely shocking to me, Sean. But I mean, they were right. Like cucumber tea, at least that's where it's at the D tier where it belongs. Liverwurst, feel like that's just an unfair stereotype. Liverwurst gets a bad
It's
rap.
got a bad
it's
rap.
actually quite good. It's not a wrap; it's a sandwich. I'll be there.
Oh boy, Matt, I can't believe we did it. 40 sandwiches, all of them ranked. I'll put the picture of this up on our website and on our social media accounts so people can reference it as they're listening along to see we rank them. Good job, Matt. This was great.
Mm-hmm. This was fun. We should do another ranking episode soon.
I think so. There are lots of things for us to give our opinions on, but that wraps us up for this week. So, folks, be sure to check us out wherever you get your podcasts. Hopefully yours works better than that. And you get all our episodes wherever you get your podcasts, as well as on YouTube for the video version. Make sure you subscribe. But that's going to do it for us here. We're going to be back next time with more great Up for Debate content. But until then, he's Matt and I'm Sean. We appreciate you being here. We're going to see you next time for another great episode of Up for Debate.